mighty team. Heroes we've become, living out the dream. Roll the dice, feel the thrill, monsters we will overthrow. Questing with friends in the RPG show.
The MCDM RPG I sold out to 5E is finally got a name, and that name is Draw Steel. Draw Steel. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. So I saw him doing a video about this a couple days ago and how to make a character in Draw Steel. And I thought Draw Steel was like a mini game for backers. Like if the MCDM RPG backer Kickstarter reached X amount of money, they would release this mini game that based upon the combat system, since so much of it is heavily built around the revolutionary combat system that MCDM is supposed to be presenting. But no, that's the name. It is now officially being referred to as Draw Steel. Apparently, there are even some review copies out there already, at least as of August. Bell of Last Souls had something. I'd kind of forgotten about MCDM RPG when they announced that all the Matt Colville stuff was going to be on D&D Beyond now, and he was making now D&D Beyond exclusive stuff. So I thought, oh, has he just given up? Is he just focusing back on 5E/6E until MCDM RPG actually exists? A lot of people are kickstarting this game that nobody's actually seen anything of. But I guess now we've got at least a brief glimpse into the game with Draw Steel. When this was announced, it received a lot of negativity. First, just the time span from the moment that the Kickstarter was announced to the moment where we're going to see something. He announced a Kickstarter. He started receiving money. He didn't even have a product yet. He didn't have a name yet. People were basically paying for an idea that I might do this at some point in time. And if I don't, you don't get your money back. I mean, a lot of people felt it was a scam. And then when he's talking about the mechanics, people are like, wow, none of those sound new. And then he's talking about the auto hit, auto damage mechanic. And people are like, no, it doesn't work. No. And, Draw Steel was feeling a lot like 4E, 4th edition D&D plus. Like he's taken everything good from 4th edition, scraped off everything bad from 4th edition, which was there a lot. And then was re-releasing it with some other stuff. But then he's like, no, it's going to be a D10 system. It's not going to be a D20 system. I want to be different. And it's going to have a lot of these cool words to it. But we still didn't have any actual mechanics. We still didn't have a name. We just had a Kickstarter, and that Kickstarter was rapidly sucking up funds from potential people who are like, oh yes, any day now. But then, as I said before, he announced that, oh no, I'm making stuff for 5E again, so I guess I'm not doing stuff for Draw Steel. And then a couple days ago, like 20 some odd days ago, he announced, oh yeah, I am doing it still, and it's got a name now. And if you're a backer, you can get the stuff. And then he was doing the videos. And then when I saw the video, like I said, I thought that wasn't the game. I thought it was like a mini game, we reached 7,000 whatever, and we will release this mini game, Draw Steel, which is just sort of a quick start version of the actual game, or a completely separate game. I don't know. Just I saw him talking about it, but then I also saw the announcements that he was on 5E, and I forgot that MCDM RPG was even a thing until I got sent this link, which sent me down the Draw Steel rabbit hole. Because now he is marketing Draw Steel Power Dice. They're not just normal dice, they're Power Dice. It's a D10 and a D6, or D20 and a D6. I'm not sure. What is this? I thought it was a 2D10 system. So it's a 20-sider, but it's 1 through 10, I guess is what he's saying. It also comes with a D6. And they're themed for each one of the races, I guess, or classes. And it's, again, the Draw Steel with this heraldry on it. You better be careful with that heraldry, dude. That might be somebody's actual coat of arms. If you pick some things. So here we've got the Draw Steel dice. 2d10 and a d6, two 20-sided d10s and a d6. And they're the chesed quality. I don't know why we need a weird take on the d10. The normal d10 works fine, but okay. But you can back it, and if you do, it's got power. It's the draw steel dice with power. Yeah. And it's already made $94,174. And it has $729 backers for just dice. Just dice. Guys, they're just dice. You don't need to give this man that much money for a set of dice. How much do I have to pay to you for your dice? If I want all of them, $300. If I want just some of them, $150. If I want just one, $20. So $20 for a D10 and a D6. You know how much a D10 and a D6 cost if I just walked into a game store that happened to have one and just walked over to the loose dice? I could probably get two D10 and a D6 for $1, maybe $2. Or I could give you $200. Plus, I've got a bag full of D10s and D6s, more 6-siders than I will ever use. But okay, these are Monty Cook. Matt Colville. What the hell? They're both, I get the names things. So what do you think of the name? What happened there? I'm sorry about that. We've been having power outages. So as I was saying, what do you think of the name Draw Steel? Does that just inspire you? Does that name just fill you with, oh yeah? It sounds like an old late 80s, early 90s video game. Like you're walking down the video game aisle at your favorite arcade, and you know how they make noises to get you to play them when you walk by them. Like, it'll show a little cutscene or whatever. And like you'll be walking by one and you hear the thing go, draw steel. I don't know why I'm giving it that voice, but it just seems to, like feel like it would have a vaguely Clint Eastwood spaghetti Western, but because, draw your steel was another way of saying draw your guns. Steel horse I ride, draw your steel, draw your sword, draw your weapon, draw your steel, and fight. So again, focusing on the combat. This is a very tactical, cinematic, combat-centric role-playing game. It's taking a lot of stuff from 4th edition, a lot of things from some other games. Nothing really unique. Even the you don't roll to hit, which we could talk about ad nauseum, isn't unique. He steals that from other games. And then we have this name. And we know that it's at least progressed enough that he can send out kits and charge you $100 for a 10-sider and a 6-sider, something you could get for like, $2, but whatever. I had no faith in this when it was announced, because it was announced in 2023. We didn't even see anything about it till late 2023, 2024. And then we found out that we weren't going to actually see any product at mid 2025, but he would still gladly take your money in the Kickstarter for something that basically didn't exist other than some ideas. And it was just felt like a scam to everybody. And then, of course, he says, oh, no, I'm going with D&D Beyond, and I'm going to go back to making 5e stuff because that's where the money is right now. And then I can use that money to continue to work on Draw Steel. But then he announced Draw Steel. And then you're just like, I don't know. That name doesn't really – the name doesn't scream fantasy RPG to me. It screams maybe Old West. It screams maybe Warhammer 40K. I don't know, man. It's just not a name that really sells. It sounds like a old kung fu movie. You know, like Sonny Chiba in draw steal, but I don't know. It doesn't work for me. But does it work for you? Does that name make you want to run out and buy this game? Should it ever materialize, or have you already just forgot about it? I think it'll just be, by the time when and if it ever sees the light of day, it will be competing with Daggerheart. It'll be competing with 6th edition. It'll be competing with DC-20. It'll be competing with the Brandon Sanderson Stormlight Archive game. It'll be competing with, remember the Diablo role-playing game that's supposed to come out this year? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, people are backing it, so I could be wrong. There's 9,700 people who thought dice for a game that doesn't technically exist yet was a good idea, and there seems to be a lot of people in the backer lit who are just throwing money into the pot, going, "Yes, I want to support your game, even though we're not sure it exists." And and I could just for half the money just go on to drive-through and just get a PDF of 4th edition and pretty much have your game there, and then add in the don't roll to hit stuff from True 20. Which was stolen from another game, which was stolen from another game, which was stolen from Amber Dice List, which was stolen from. But yeah, I don't know. The name doesn't work for me. The time span doesn't work for me. I think when and if it ever sees the light of day, he's going up against Daggerheart, which has a much better advertising media engine behind it. He's going up against 6th edition, which has, Hasbro behind it. He's going up against the Brandon Sanderson thing, which made $10 million. I don't know, man. I just don't know if there's the audience for MCDM/Draw Steel. I want cinematic role playing, but I hate 4th edition. I want battle-centric role playing, but I hated 4th edition. Everything into this game is basically just 4E and other things, right? He should have just made a loving homage to 4E instead of trying to make whatever this is. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Anyways, because of the power outages, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great Tuesday. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you all later. See ya.